Sorry. Okay, so 3D Model 6, we've got, it's going to be a little different. Up until now, I've told you always draw the base first, right? The problem is the base on this one is just a rectangle, and there's an easier way to do it. We can draw basically this front Y-shaped thing, okay? And then we can rotate it so that it's going the correct orientation on the front plane here. And then we can extrude it back to get most of the drawing in one step. So that's what we're going to do instead of breaking it down into like the base and whatnot. So we're going to learn a new tool today called 3D Rotate, or the, it's also called the, what's it called here? Rotate Gizmo. Learn how to work that. Okay. So here we go. I'm going to start by on the top view here. I'm in 2D wireframe. I'm going to draw this Y-shaped thing on the top view. Okay. This Y-shaped thing. Okay, so the bottom line is 75 because it's 75 on the top view right here. So I'm just going to start with the line that's 75. Got to zoom in because I'm zoomed out too far. And then I'm going to go up 9 on each side because it says go up 9 on each side. 9 and 9. Okay. Then I'm going to go in both sides. Again, this one's given to us, 33. Everything's nice and easy so far. 33, 33. We got that. So I'm gonna do that. See if I can zoom in. Is zooming in helpful? Here we go. Okay. So now we got some problems. I have no idea how long this line is or this line is. Okay. So whenever that happens, I try and draw other things that I do know the information about. So what I can find the information about is if we imagine there's a big giant circle here and a smaller circle here. Okay, because on the drawing, I've got this 40 and this 9. What's 40 plus 9? 49. So I can draw a line up from that bottom midpoint, 49, and now I am located at this point. And since I'm located at that point, I can draw the two circles. So this circle has a size and this circle has a size. What's the radius of both of these circles? Let's start with the small one. What's the radius of this circle? It's so obviously 15, right? So I make a circle 15. Okay. And what's the size of this circle? 8? It's not 8. 8's less than 15. We got to take 15 and add 8. What's 15 plus 8? A big 23. Okay. There's my two circles. 15 and 23. Okay. From there, now I can make these two lines. All right. And how I do it is just, you can't connect to the quadrant because that's there. You got to just kind of go past it a little bit on both sides and then use the trim tool to trim it out. There's other ways to do it, but that's the way I'm going to do it. And also this line gets trimmed. So I just got this little symbol here. All right. From there, the top half gets chopped off. Don't even need the top half. So I draw a line from left quadrant to right quadrant and chop the top off and erase that little line in the middle. And then I'm left with this shape here. Okay. That's it. That's the shape, right? Kind of tricky. Had to use some tricks, but we got there. Okay. From there, let's zoom out here. The problem is when I go to my 3D view, my isometric, southeast isometric view, it's laying flat and I need it to be like it is in the isometric view. I need to rotate it up. So here's how to do that. I'm going to make this big for a second, just so you can see. Up here, there's a little tab, not tab. This is called a panel called selection. By default, it says move up here. So like whenever you click on an object, and here's another little thing. These tools don't work unless you're in hidden view. So when you're like trying to use these move and rotate gizmos first period, they were like, it's not popping up for me. You have to be in hidden view. So I'm going to hidden view. And then when I select an object, you see this little XYZ thing right there? That is the move gizmo. We never use it because we always just hit move and then drag it around. But if we change this little gizmo up here to the rotate gizmo and then select our object, it now has this atom looking symbol that allows us to rotate on certain axes. There's 3 axes. You've got the red, the green, and the blue. They correspond with this red, green, and blue XYZ here. So how it works is, I should probably join this first. I don't know that I need to, but I'm gonna, so that it's all one piece. I click on the piece, and then I have to choose an axis in which I want to rotate. It's either the green, the red, or the blue. So looking at this little atom shape here, which axis do you reckon I need to rotate along? The red one. So I click the red one, and how it works is it just rotates along that axis. If I were to click the green one, it would rotate that way. If I click on the blue one, it rotates how we always rotate. So a helpful hint here is make sure you have ortho on, which you should already have on, and then click your red axis. And then as you move your mouse, it'll snap to 90 degrees and you just move your mouse up and click. And then you've got that Y-shaped object. I call it on the front plane is what I always say, because it's on the front plane. It was on the top plane. Now it's on the front plane. Okay. And then I press pull it back. How far do I need to press pull it back? 52, heard it in the back. 52 says 52 right there on our top view. That's press pulled back that way. All right, that's the easy part. Okay. All right, next part is we've got 2 little shapes that look like this. And there's a bunch of different ways to do these, but I'll try and do it the least annoying way possible. Okay. Imagine that there is a rectangle right here on the bottom laying flat. It actually also happens here. Okay. I need to draw that rectangle floating out here in space. Can someone tell me the size of this rectangle here? I've got 8, so it's obviously 8 right there. How far in does it go? 33, Carlos said it. So there is a rectangle here that is 33 by 8. Okay. What I'm going to do with that rectangle is I'm going to extrude it just straight up. Okay. Now, if you're doing this along with me, pause for a second, because I'm going to do this 2 ways. And I want you to see the difference. I'm going to do it the wrong way first. Okay. Okay. 2 ways to do it. Here's the wrong way. This is joined together. And it's not wrong, but it's just an extra step. I press pull this up like this, and then I move it to this point there. Okay. When you get that in the right spot, ideally what we're trying to do next is draw a line from here to here. And we can't draw that line because these are 2 separate shapes. How do I make these not 2 separate shapes? Because the reason why I'm saying that is I'm trying to draw a line at that corner, and I can't draw a line at that corner because it doesn't recognize this as a corner. So how do I merge these together? I could click union, select them both, hit enter, and now it recognizes that as a point because it's been union together. And now I can draw a line from here and go down to there. And then you press pull this top back to delete it. Okay, that's one way to do it. That's kind of like the harder way. The easiest way to do it is once you draw your box, join it together and then move it to the point before you press pull it up. Because when you press pull an object up like this, that's already connected to the object, it automatically unions them together for you. It's already a connected part. Then you can skip the whole union part and draw a line from quadrant to there and press pull this back to there. Okay, so 2 ways to do it. Same thing happens on the other side. I'll do it the correct way first this time. It's just making a box oriented the correct orientation. That's 33 by 8. Joining it together, moving it to the correct location, which is there. And when you press pull it up, it will automatically be unioned with our other part. It's all combined together. And then you draw a line. Make sure you're on this face. If you're on a different face highlighted, like if this face is highlighted here and then I connect to that endpoint, I'm not going to be able to connect down to there. So when you draw this line, it's important that you're on this face. Hover, click, click. Now I've got a line that I can use to press pull this back there. And then it's all already unioned together. And that's the shape. That's the figure. Huh? So the mirror tool works if this wasn't unioned together. So if I go back, right, there's a 3D mirror tool, just to answer your question. So if I go back to where you had this, the problem is this is all one piece. You have my screen up? So if this was not one piece, you could mirror it. But since it's merged together and there's really no way to get it without merging it together, rather than doing it a super complicated way, I would recommend not mirroring it. But just so you know, if I wanted to mirror an object, there's a command called 3D mirror. It's right up here. And how it works is you have to make a plane using a triangle. So you click like here, here, and here. And it duplicates along the plane. It did not duplicate at all. I must have been clicking in the wrong spots. Let me try that again. 3D mirror, I would click. Huh? Oh, no. Delete source objects. I want to hit no. There we go. But you have to click 3 times instead of 2 times. 2D mirror, you only got to click once. But you basically have to tell it kind of how. Anyway, it's getting off on a tangent. This one, all right? I'm going to say we need dimensions on this one. I'm finally going to do it. Finally going to make you do dimensions, okay? Here's how you do the dimensions for a 3-dimensional shape. Okay, I'm making my viewports. Okay, I'm going to my top view right here. Double click, I go to top view. I zoom in. That's not the top view. Why is that not the top view? What am I doing here? Let's try that again. I got to check my drawing. Oh, sometimes you got to click world right here to get your cube back to normal. Sometimes your cube does some backflips. All right, MV, enter. I make my viewport. I double click inside of it. I go to the top view. I zoom in and get it squared away. Okay. I turn the grid off because it's annoying. All right, here's how you do dimensions. You flip back to drafting an annotation. I don't care what color you make them as long as they're a different color. So I'll go to properties. I'll make them orange just so they match the, I found that the blue on the white was hard to see. That's why I changed it to orange. But anyway, once you set your view in the correct location, then you just do dimensions basically on the same, not inside, but outside of the viewport. That's the important part. Click there to there. And then it makes your dimensions. Hopefully remember from last quarter, going to dim style, going to modify, changing all of our units to be however they are on the example. This looks like decimal 0. And you can make it smaller if you want by going to dim style, modify, fit, changing this number. Let's try 0.5 and see if that's better. That's probably too small, maybe 0.75. Sorry. So it's really simple. It's just put your viewport in the correct location like you guys have been doing, and then you just add the dimensions on outside of the viewport. You know what I mean by that? Okay. There's none for the isometric view, so that makes it kind of nice. You just zoom into the isometric view, make it nice and big like that, double click out. MV again. I'm going to the front view this time. Double clicking, zooming in, zooming in. I don't know why that's missing. Oh, because Kyle made me undo, so it's not there. But anyway, just don't do your viewports inside and get it in the correct place first. Get it visually centered and then add your dimensions on. Change name, date, period, turn it in the same way, PDF, same way we've been doing. And that's it. But I will expect dimensions on this one. Please don't forget. I'll be taking 10 points if you don't have them. Anyway. Any questions before I end the meeting? Okay, good luck. Have fun.